Hey guys, welcome to Oh My Mickey. Today is a very special video as we are showcasing a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the new live-action Disney movie Snow White starring Rachel Zegler. This has been years in the making and the release date is almost here. Mickey and I hope you enjoy this inside look at the making of a Disney classic. Are you ready? Check it out.
I wanted to touch on Snow White's, obviously her optimism, her grace, her beauty, her warmth, her kindness. But I also wanted to find and develop her agency, her sense of self, what she was after. And I felt like it was important for this character, Snow White, not only to be all those things, but to be a little bit of a leader. And in a sense, the story has a simple plot, which is she goes out looking for her father and she finds herself.
Snow White is a beloved character. She's an aspirational princess that young people, particularly young girls, have looked up to and admired for decades and decades. So to have the opportunity to take that character and all the beloved characters from the film and to take what is classic and timeless in the story and the characters and bring it to life in live action for a whole new generation is a very exciting, gratifying experience.
I think the animated film brought this brand new idea of the Disney princess to view, which was such a new concept for film at the time. It was also a massive feat to be accomplished, of a feature-length film that people wanted to bring their kids to, and that excuse to actually bring your kids to a feature-length film was a really amazing thing that they were able to accomplish in 1937. But also just the values of Snow White, the kindness, her beauty, the way she treats wildlife and all of the people that she meets, and having someone to root for and someone to root against. It's a timeless concept. And I think that's why it continues to mean so much to people.
It really is a story about, I think, the power of friendship and community and the power of pure love and goodness and how that can overcome evil. And so that sort of the larger themes of the original film still absolutely ring true in this version. And I wanted to make sure that even with Jonathan's journey, that if he is starting from a more cynical place, that he is inspired by those pure forces of good, so that he sort of looks around and says, oh no, there is still something worth fighting for. And I think Snow White gives him that.
For me, it was the first time to play a villain. So I was excited to do something new, something different, something I've never done before. And also she's kind of the first villain Disney ever had. So it's really getting myself into this big crown of such an iconic character that I grew up watching in the old animated movie. And I never ever thought I'll be so lucky to have the opportunity to portray her.
You can't look away. That's just something built into the wonderful Gal. But then Gal was also able to have fun, and she could eat the scenery, and she could be delicious, and there was something kind of that you haven't seen Gal do before. I think Gal is known for her austerity, and the Wonder Woman is like, she is so good and thoughtful, and the idea that she could play and be dangerous and maybe eat you alive is a really exciting thing to see her do. And I love that she is, there's something absolutely royal about the way Gal's character, the way Gal plays that character. And there's just not a lot of people that can wear those Sandy Powell outfits the way Gal can wear those Sandy Powell outfits.
When Rachel first came to me, we did have a lot of discussions about Snow White, how she holds her hands, how she moves through space, what pace, you know, and how, and when you first meet her, she's kind of meek, you know, she's got a little inside, but she's, you know, she'd been living in a castle with that mean lady for a long time. So there were things that we would talk about with like how she held her hands or when she held her skirt. Again, simple moments that probably not a lot of people will notice, but they were talked about and decided. And even something in Waiting on a Wish, like I remember when she runs out on the battlements and she sings that beautiful long note. When she first did it on set, she was just had her arms down by her side, and I went up to her and I was like, I just feel like she'd have a little something in her chest right there, a little. She was like, oh, totally, you know. So it's nice to work with an actress who also is like, oh yeah, like my physicalization is a thing, not just, you know, what I'm saying or what I'm feeling, but also how I'm holding my body.
When she's sent off into the forest by the Queen, she's provided another costume, which is the iconic blue and yellow, which actually starts out as a blue dress with a yellow underskirt. And then she loses the top layer in the forest, which gets ripped. It gets ripped away by a branch to reveal. The big reveal then is the yellow dress with the blue top that everybody knows.
The biggest thing for me about trying to put my stamp on this version of Snow White was that when I watched the original back, there's a lot of makeup in it, in terms of, like, particularly the Evil Queen. But it's quite period looking. It looks quite kind of 1930s. So I knew that we could take things. I always try and look at things, see if I can take an original piece from it, which shapes our silhouette, and then try and change it from there and try and kind of just slightly tweak that and slightly modernise it, or, you know, put our stamp on it.
On the big screen, you'll see all the detailing, you'll see all the scale of the film. If you just watched it on a small screen, you just wouldn't see how much intricate, massive details been put into this film. And I'm hoping it's the sort of film that you could go back and watch it again, because you could see more amazing kind of details that you hadn't seen before.
Kave and I worked together for over a decade, and our work does have a bold feel to it, and it is very stylish, so I think we both knew that it would be a really exciting project because it would have hopefully a different look to anything that Disney have seen before.
Music is such an escape, but it's also such a wonderful way to explain yourself and express yourself in a way that not a lot of people are able to do. And so when we see movies like Wicked, when we see movies like, you know, with Once, with The Little Mermaid, with our own film, with Snow White, like, you just hope that what you're singing is hitting home for somebody, and that one day when the emotions are just too great to speak, they can sing it and they can feel seen and heard.
She possesses this incredible childlike wonder and innocence, which I think is sort of integral to the character of Snow White, but also this self-assuredness, this confidence that she does possess the things that she needs in order to save the world.
You guys, I'm so pumped to watch this on the big screen. Check out Snow White in theaters on March 21st, and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube for more Oh My Mickey episodes, and download the Oh My Mickey app on Roku and Apple TV. We'll see you back here real soon. Bye.